you have something prepared already, or you have this excitement that you want to share something with them, and they come in tired, eat, and just sleeps off. I know a lot of people do put in efforts, though. Those people that are working, sometimes some of them do put in efforts in order to make sure that they have enough time to spend with their partner. But for those that are thinking that they are not getting good response back, or they found that the relationship is failing in a way, or for those that the relationship is good and they're always in a happy place, please share your view with us online. We'll take questions, and if you have anything to say, just tell us. We are here to learn as well. We are not, nobody's perfect. We are not perfect. We also want to um, learn from each other. I would like to learn from you because like I said last week, I'm a working mom. So I was able to read about some things, and we're talking about the. So let's talk about the importance of a relationship. In a relationship, we have issues of time, money, love, sex, trust, and communication, and many other more. But those are the main important ones that I want us to deliberate about today. So the first one I'll start with is the timing. How do we manage our time with our spouses? How do we share responsibilities in the home? Who does what? And if it's leaning onto one side and it's too heavy for one person, how do you ask your partner for help? How do you reach out for help? How do you ask? And if you ask, what response are you getting? And how are people dealing with your response, especially your partners? Because I've seen different scenarios where people ask for help and it's thrown in their face like, oh, you don't work so many hours, you work part-time and you're still looking for help. Why are you always tired? They could be with 2 kids, 3 kids, and we all know how children are, and how it can be hectic to maintain the home, go to work. And there's some that are really working full-time. A lot of people are still working full-time, and at the same time they're taking care of the home, and they still need to meet the needs of their partner. So all of these things needs to be put into consideration in your relationship. um, we have a money issue. Ooh, I think that is a big one for me, because I've seen a relationship broken down because of financial situation, because one person thinks is making a lot of money and the other person is actually feeling left out. Maybe he's thinking, oh, it's always busting over me because it's the one that is making the money, or oh, she's taking over the manlyhood of the house because she makes more money than I do, and I'm supposed to be the head of the family who is providing for the family. So we're going to be talking about all of these things. So let us share our views, um, because we all want to learn from one another. When you start a relationship and you plan the timing, you think you put your card on the table. Some people don't even put their card on the table. They don't know their husband's salary. You don't necessarily need to know the figure that your man makes, but at least you need to have an idea so that you know what to plan and you don't go out of your way in planning. And with the men as well, you need to get your women involved in, okay, even if you're not a transparent type, because we can't all be the same. So, oh, darling, every month this is what I can afford to support the family, so please let us stay within certain size, within certain spending, so we do not go over the budget. We don't spend more than what I can provide, because this causes a lot of fights in the family, whereby the husband is only capable of dropping maybe £1,000 a month, and they're living above their means. It can happen to an individual as well, don't get me wrong, but if it is an individual, all you have to do is call yourself back, downsize. You can only blame yourself for whatever you've done. But when it comes to a situation whereby you are a couple, and it's communication is one of the things in every area of life, that if it's not presented well, then the receiver, those at the receiving end, can receive your information wrongly, and you might have a different intention, but the way by which you're communicating your thoughts or your intentions to them is really, really important. We have a lot of people fight, we have rows, all in the name of communication. Some people, they don't even mean any evil. All they're trying to say is they're trying to be precise, but the way they present or have their opinion is what will end up leading to like a confrontation or something like that. So in this case, when you're communicating with a partner, it is good to be actually very precise. And when you're being precise at the same time, you need to make sure that you're very clear and you're putting into consideration the feeling of the person that you're actually talking to. It's like, you know what you wouldn't want somebody to say to you. So if you don't want me to talk to you with certain tone, I'm sure you wouldn't want that person to accept that kind of tone from you as well, because a lot of people want to raise their voice, they want to be harsh, they want to be authoritative when they are stating their point. But have you thought about, if your partner is talking to you in the same way, how would you feel? How would you take it? So when we want to communicate with our partners, we indulge and beg us that we should try and take a tone that we believe we can take from our partners, so that it doesn't, because sometimes people miss the point. They pick the tone and the way you address them, and not the point that you're trying to make. If the tone and the your approach is kind of like harsh or coming too strong to them. So how we present our case or our situations to our partner is another very important point that I'm going to lay emphasis on today, because the way you present it, the way it comes out, is the way they're going to receive it. I know that some of us, we are just passionate. Like me, I'm a passionate talker. When I talk with all of my body and all of my strength, and it took me years to realize that I do hurt the people around me. I make them angry when I talk like that. Eventually, they realize that most of the things I say, I'm just saying it passionately. Just I don't mean it like that. But what about all the issues? All about the things that are lingering in their mind, like, oh, she's always angry. She's always pissed off. No, I'm not pissed off. I'm just a passionate person that loves like to talk with passion. But in the long run, I have to put other people's into consideration, that we are not growing in the same house. We are different as individuals. We have quiet people, we have loud people, we have people that are always angry. So we need to find a way to kind of like balance all of this together. Then when you're choosing your partner, that is one important point in the relationship. I know that most of the people I'm talking to are adults that are already married, but we can actually pass the message on to our younger ones. It is very, very good, before you choose a partner, to get to know them. I know some people change as time passes by, situation, environment, a lot of social factors can change people. But the real person that they are, you would have seen the traits. You need to identify certain things, especially their flaws. Can I live with these flaws? Is this the kind of flaws that I can manage? If your partner has an anger issue, or the person you want to date has an anger issue, and you are not a calm person, why would you want to go into such relationship? I know that love, they say, some people, I won't say they say, I'll say some people believe that love conquers all, but no, love is good, but in the long run, there are certain things that will go wrong and love will not fit. You will be feeling the love, but when you're thinking about some things, you just say no. Mm-mm, I cannot risk the love for this. So before we choose our partners, for those that are still single, please let us make sure that we consider their flaws, we get to know them, we spend more time with them, we know what they like, what they dislike. In less than 3 4 months, Test them. Do things that provoke them. See how they react to such situation. Check their anger level. Is it something that you can live with? Check their finances. Talk about the finance before you go further into a relationship. Talk about the finance. And if you haven't done that already and you're already in a relationship, I think it's about time you table this conversation. You talk about your finances, you talk about your needs, your wants, what you are bringing to the table, and as well as what they are bringing to the table. Because in this modern day, you cannot be expecting only the man to be bringing everything to the table. It is not in the olden days where the fathers go to the farm and bring all the food and all the stuff, and the mothers stay at home with the wrapper, and they pound the yam and they cook the food and they build these mud houses, and then they can have about 10, 20 wives in each mud house. So the kids, as they are growing up, they're going with the dad to the farm, and then they have acres of farm. That is why in the past it is easier for all our fathers to have more than one wife, because they all the children that they have will be helping at the farm. Even some wives will volunteer to go to the farm, and there are times that some of these wives too will need to go to the farm, especially when they are harvesting their crops. So in this modern day now, that most of us are now educated and modern women, as we call ourselves. So what are you bringing to the table? Because if you're not going to the farm to help with harvest, you're not having 10 children for your husband to go to the farm and pluck or plant things with their dad. So what are you bringing to the table? Do not think that you're going to sit back as a woman and say, oh, it's a woman word. The Bible is not written in 2020. Trust me. That I'm not writing the Bible off. Please, religious people, do not take this up. I believe in the Bible. I read the Bible. I believe every word that it says. But some people like to quote that the man will provide. Yes, the man will provide. But where you're living now, does the man have a job to provide? Is the system working in his favor? How much are you pushing him or helping him to get a better job? Are you giving him are you making the home a good environment for him to come into, be calm? You rub his head, you serve his food, then his head is cool, then you deliberate together and talk about, oh, why don't you look for a job here? Why don't you get more training? You can still go to school. You can still do this. You just find tiny little things to do to support this man. And you too, there's nothing stopping you from getting all this small time education, whereby you can go and train as a child carer, or you can train to be working in the stores as a cashier. You might just do 4 hours when you drop the kids in school in the morning. You go to the store, you work like 4 or 5 hours part time, or you work on Saturdays. You do like a long day when the father is resting and playing with the kids. You come home around 6 and you guys have a good dinner, or you go out to eat. So there's different balance to a relationship. And for the single ones, if both of you are working, are you creating time for each other, or you're just trying to build that empire, and then you're losing yourselves, you're losing your loved ones, you're losing those people that are important to you? So as I was saying, what are the things that you can suggest to us? Because everybody, we're all here to learn. Like, I want to learn. I want to hear from you. I don't want to be the only one doing all the talking. And if you want to call us, you can call on 078 503 9751. That is the studio number. And if you want to reach me personally, you can actually call me on 0746 102 9315. That's my number, 07467029315. That's my personal number, and you can call us on the line 9 in the studio on 0207 701 6241. Thank you very much. So as I was saying, how do we help each other out, especially for the single one? I like the young ones these days, especially the early 20s stroke late 20s and early 30s. I think they've learned from what has happened with their parents, and some of us are in our 40s. What we got wrong, they are trying to fix it. I'm seeing a lot of young couples doing really well. They're finding time for themselves. They're making sure that they're keeping themselves for their partner. Jesus, you don't want me to talk about that, because I do not want to body shame on this program, as there are laws that we should not body shame anymore on social media and on some time platforms. So But having said that, please, our women and our London men, we need to watch all those pot belly. I know we like our traditional soup, siewu, egusi ateforiro, all this our traditional food with inyo, like this size, the size that can feed the whole of a family. Some people can sit down at once because their wife can cook. I know. If your wife can cook, you are very lucky. So you really want to eat. And then when you're stepping down with that beer, please let us reduce it to a bottle a day, or if possible, one day on, one day off, so that we can and go to the gym, so we can maintain our robust stature. Let it look good. Dress well for your partner. If you notice, your partner is lacking in some area, tell them nicely. Ah, baby, you know it's your hair is so grown. Oh, I think you need to visit the barber. Go and call that hairstyle that I used to like. You know that one that you do gorimapa at the back, so I can be rubbing the back and you can be feeling it. You make it a bit sexual. You make it funky. You don't just say everybody is sharing it here. Like I don't even like you. Look at your head. It's showing your coconut head. It's showing that you have that ball on that side of it. No. Do you think that man is now going to be happy and excited and tell you that you look beautiful? It's not gonna happen. The same thing goes to our men. You don't tell your women wobosheri to marry girl, or if you see that girl, that young girl, that you don't say that to your partner. You don't talk to your partner like that. Even if you're saying it to people outside, don't take it home. Your home is that resting place, is that cool place where you want to have peace, where you want to be happy. You can go out and have all the stress in the world, but at the end of the day, you need to go back home and have peace. So all I'm saying is we need to support each other and talk to each other nicely under the communication. We're still talking about communication here. So when you're communicating with your partner, you need to communicate in a way. I know women that they can get anything from their husband. Those magicians, they know how to get their husband. Even if their husband don't like parties. I have one auntie like this. I'm not going to mention her name because even if she's watching right now, she know I'm talking about her. If she's going to party in Amsterdam, her husband will follow her. If she's going to party from London in Nigeria, her husband, I don't know how she does it, because me, I don't know how to brainwash people. But this auntie is so sweet. She's one of the people I want on this show. I need her to share her experience with us. Auntie, you know who you are. You can comment here later, and you can also follow us on Lifestyle with AJ dot no lifestyle.aj on Instagram. Please find us on Instagram, please. Lifestyle.aj on Instagram, and also on YouTube. We're also on YouTube. We'll link the handle. We put the handle under this platform when we're done with the program, so you can always leave your statements, and next week we can read things out. If you don't want to call, if you think you don't want people to hear your voice because they will recognize you, or you're not an outspoken person, you can always go on our IG page, DM us, leave your information, or share your view on this platform, and we can read it out to people next week. Your opinion or your experiences, we're here for you. We're willing to listen, and even if you need help with counseling, like I said last week, we're here for you. If you need counseling in any area, if you need support with work, if you need support with relationship advice, that's what we're here for. You can always call us on the numbers that I've given before. And some people, they are good communicator, but their partners don't know how to listen. They don't know how to just get to them, because when these people are tired, even if you speak from now till December, they can't hear what you're saying. It's coming in here and going out the other way. So how do you get through to your men? People that have had difficulties getting through to their partners, they will understand this part of the topic, because there are people that you talk to, and it's funny sometimes when you actually, I do it with my kids as well. Sometimes they're actually trying to get a point to me, and I am so much into my work or into my studies that I'm not paying attention. I'm just saying, yeah, and I'm agreeing with everything they're saying, but I'm not really listening. I'm just in and out. So how do we deal with such situation? I don't have the answers for everything. We need you to comment below, and people can be reading these comments and finding different answers there. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about is commitment in a relationship. Hey, we have seen so many relationships that is one-sided. One person is fully committed into the relationship, and there'll be another person that'll be one leg in, one leg out. So these are the ones that before a small round they pick up their clothes, they are gone for a week, 2 weeks, we don't see them, and later they come back. And a lot of men and a lot of women in this country, they just want somebody next to them. They don't want to be alone. They want somebody to share their life with. So wherever they bring, they just take it. But don't look at it like, oh, because I do this all the time and she doesn't say anything, she's accepted me for who I am, so if I just walk away, there's nothing that is going to happen. We have seen a lot of men in their late 60s, late 50s, alone. The enduring thing will just lapse. The women will just give up on them because they're so used to that lifestyle, they don't know how to change. And these women don't speak up on time. And by the time that they are tired and they can't do it anymore, they are both aged in a way that they will now. The women are always usually lucky. They will put their kids under them, and their kids will be their partner. That is why you see everywhere wedding, mom is there. Christening, mom is there. Graduation, go on Facebook. If you are not on Facebook, please go on Facebook. You will see the women and their headgear in London. There's no weekend that there's no wedding or ikomo, christening. Hey, child. You will see the women. The most lucrative business in London is clothes, all food for parties, accessories for parties. Is every weekend. Women are very, very lucky. I don't know how it happens. I don't know whether it's the creation of God or the way God created it, or it is just